you have a known or unknown bedbug issue. Are the red marks that appear on your skin truly bedbug bites? Could they be something else? Could they be hives? Let's explore from another angle. Have you never seen a bedbug in your home, so you chalk up your red marks to hives or perhaps a mosquito bite or an ant bite? Could those marks be something else? Could you have a bedbug issue that is slowly brewing? In this video, we will attempt to crack the code and provide you with all of the information you need to know the differences and similarities between bedbug bites and hives. We will also detail how you can get bedbugs, how you can get hives, and how you can treat both issues. Regardless of the cause of your red welts, getting to the root source is imperative. It is impossible to treat any condition effectively based on guesswork alone. The more you know, the more you can arm yourself with information, which can ultimately lead to a positive treatment. Let's begin our journey. What are bedbugs? Bedbugs are insects. Similar to many insects, bedbugs feed on blood to survive. This is one reason that bugs love our homes. People equals blood. A bit gross, but it's true. Bedbugs can live in the smallest of cracks and crevices, making them almost impossible to detect unless you have an out-of-control infestation. In many cases, the bite marks left behind will be your only clue. Typically, once per week, bedbugs will feed by piercing a hole in your skin. The leftover saliva is what triggers an allergic reaction in humans. In most cases, bedbug bites will appear some 24 to 72 hours after being bitten. Small red spots, flat or raised, is often the hallmark visual. These red spots are usually quite itchy. Because some people have more extreme reactions than others, this can lead to confusion and cause some people to conclude they're experiencing hives rather than a bedbug bite. You can get bedbugs from your home, hotel, office space, any building, any private or public area. Contrary to popular belief, bedbugs don't always quote-unquote reside in dirty or messy locations. There are plenty of dirty living spaces that do not have bedbugs. However, having said that, bedbugs can live anywhere. They can live in and enter through the walls of almost any building. Once a bedbug enters your home, it will likely make its way to your bedroom. There it will find a spot to hide until feeding time. Again, this is a bit gross, but true. Your mattress and all of its glory, unfortunately, makes the ideal hiding location. Hives are a skin reaction, usually triggered by an allergy. Hives can take on a variety of appearances depending on the root cause and how sensitive you are. Some breakouts consist of tiny pimple-like bumps, while others look like large patches. You may also develop hives in a localized area, other times a huge rash with multiple locations, seemingly connecting to form a larger area of coverage. Hives are often pink, red, or white in color. They are usually raised and extremely itchy. They can also produce a stinging or burning sensation. As briefly noted in the aforementioned section, hives are generally the byproduct of an allergic reaction. When your body detects that something is triggering your skin, your immune system will release histamine. This will cause fluid to build up under your skin. The result is raised areas that are generally reddish in appearance and quite itchy and uncomfortable. In respect to potential triggers, the possibilities are virtually endless because everyone has their own unique sensitivities. Foods, medications, pets, pollen, cleaning substances, skin products, soaps, etc. Stress and anxiety can also trigger hives in some individuals. Even sunlight and pressure on the skin can prompt hives in extremely sensitive occurrences. While hives usually don't last very long, the underlying condition can be chronic and endure for extended periods of time and return with relative ease. This is especially the case if the allergen that is triggering an outbreak has not been properly identified. It's quite clear by the information that bedbug bites and hives are two completely different issues. The only true comparison in any form is that they can look similar in some cases. This can only add to the confusion if you're unaware that you have a bedbug issue, or chalk this issue up to bedbugs if you do have a bedbug concern. It still could be hives. While both issues are the result of an allergic reaction, the root causes are night and day. Whether you're currently struggling with one or the other, we've covered 6 key points that are critical in your evaluation. The ability to distinguish bedbug bites and hives will get you on the road to recovery and will also allow you to invoke preventative measures, whether that is seeing a doctor for allergy treatment or calling an exterminator for a bedbug problem that is brewing. The first area of discussion is that of appearances. What do bedbug bites and hives look like? Well, they can actually be quite similar in some cases. While bedbug bites are primarily small and about the size of a pencil eraser, they can be a bit larger if your skin is more sensitive to the actual bites. Additionally, it's not uncommon for one bite to be so close to another that it looks like one large mass. On the other side of the equation, hives can be both small and large. They can go from pimple-esque to as large as a dinner plate. So much depends on the root cause of the issue. Transitioning to color, bedbug bites are primarily red. The skin around the bite itself will look normal in most cases. Hives can vary in color. They can even look like the color of your skin. Colors can range from red to pink to purple. The skin surrounding a problem area is often inflamed and red. In respect to shape, bedbug bites and hives are often raised. They stand out. You can feel them if you run your fingers over the area without even having to look. As they start to heal, they will start to flatten. Bedbug bites are typically round, almost like flea or mosquito bites. Most bites are clustered together. On the contrary, hives can come in all shapes. They can be perfectly round, but they can also have uneven edges and appear as random patches, almost like an out-of-control rash. Bedbug bites are generally found on areas of uncovered skin. Arms, face, and neck are prime examples. If you wear pajamas to bed, for example, your legs will likely be spared. Hives can appear anywhere on the body. Again, the location can depend on the allergen and your own sensitivities. However, if the allergen hasn't been identified, then it's essentially a guessing game until you consult your primary care physician. If hives are caused by anxiety and stress, they will simply appear in random locations with no clear reason. In respect to our core topic, this section of information is vital. If you have welts on your arms and neck, for example, yet the rest of your body is clear and healthy, then this is likely not a coincidence. While you shouldn't rule out hives on this information alone, it is something to be mindful of when attempting to form a conclusion before seeking care from a medical professional. The answer to this question could crack the code in terms of providing you with an answer. If there are multiple people under your roof, especially if you share a bed, what is their health status? Do they have welts, or is it only you? If everyone else is fine, then the issue is likely a personal struggle. Hives aren't contagious, so you could be having an allergic reaction. In respect to bed bugs specifically, while some people have no reaction to them at all, this is a bit rare. While you should never assume you don't have bed bugs simply because you're the only one with welts, if you are the only one, this would point more to hives. This is more of an exercise in deductive reasoning, if anything, similar to that of the aforementioned location of the actual welts. If you have welts, and you also have a known history of allergies, consider whether or not you've recently been exposed. Something as basic and accidental as using the wrong type of soap or cleaning product can easily be enough to trigger a reaction, thus resulting in hives. It's important to note that an allergic reaction substance doesn't always have to be something that touches the skin. Food or drink can trigger a reaction. If you have a history of allergies and a history of hives, attempt to recall a potential cause. This will help you immensely either way. If you fail to draw a conclusion, the issue could be something else, such as an unseen bedbug problem, with bites being the only evidence at this very early stage. Sort of piggybacking on our prior section, what about new products or foods? While food and drink can present a problem, if you suffer from allergies, you likely know what you can and cannot tolerate. However, new items can trip you up. If a new food has an ingredient you weren't aware of, or a new shampoo, for example, contains chemicals that are problematic, you could accidentally fall victim to an outbreak even though you were well-meaning in respect to your own health. Consider new plants, new fragrances, extreme heat. Any and all of these can result in hives if you have certain sensitivities. Arguably the biggest point of confusion when it comes to bedbug bites and hives is the lack of detail when it comes to an active bedbug problem. Unless you've actually seen the bedbugs, it can be difficult to make a this or that conclusion. However, just because you have seen the bedbugs doesn't mean that your visual observation is necessarily over. Check your bedroom, mattress, headboard, and box springs for the following. Fecal spots. These are flat dot-like marks similar to pen ink. They're almost always black in color and often appear in clusters. As you would expect, these are bedbug droppings and they do not fade easily. The next search item is the exoskeleton of a bedbug. What you're looking for is a translucent shell. The discovery of eggs and eggshells. These are typically whitish in color and roughly 1 millimeter in length. And finally, although noted a few times in this discussion, dead or alive bedbugs. Bedbugs are typically around 4 millimeters long, are oval shaped, and are brownish red in color, sort of resembling apple seeds. I mention this once again, but it is entirely possible to be dealing with WELTS, see actual bed bugs, and still not make the connection. This is especially true if you're not aware that what you're seeing are indeed bed bugs. Most notably if you happen to see bugs in a different area of your home that is not your bedroom. Now that you have a general idea of the differences and similarities between bedbug bites and hives, in addition to what to look for in terms of visual cues around your home as well as the location of welts, it's time to get a professional opinion. While it's important to always be informed and draw your own solid and logical conclusions, those conclusions should not replace true medical advice and treatment. By scheduling an appointment with your primary care physician or dermatologist, you will be on the right track when it comes to a proper diagnosis. If hives is responsible for your welts, then you will likely be sent to an allergy specialist. A series of tests will determine the culprit. From there, you will be treated accordingly. If bedbugs are the problem, then an exterminator is in order. Professional heat treatment done by a professional is the best course of action. Getting rid of a bedbug infestation isn't easy, so it's best to have your home professionally treated as soon as possible. And on that final note, that'll wrap things up for this in-depth video. We hope we were able to provide you with helpful information and send you on the right track as it relates to the root issue that could be causing your specific problem. We hope you now have a better understanding of your personal situation and are able to turn things over to a medical professional with a strong conclusion as to what is likely taking place. If you enjoyed this content, we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Whether you're watching us from bedbugsinsider.com or directly from our YouTube platform, we'd love for you to stick around. The subject of bedbugs is quite an interesting one. We produce new content on a regular basis, so if this subject matter appeals to you, join us on our adventure. Until we meet again, we thank you so much for watching. We wish you all the best when it comes to your health and home, and we hope you have a wonderful day.